Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Carlson number LS703LH-yellow. This is a lift mechanism, is just simply what it is. This is a lift mechanism that is both left hand and yellow. Now the left hand, let's talk about that first. The 703 series mounts to the lid and to the back of the trunk. Okay, so it's lid mounted and it's going to mount to the back of the trunk as well. That's how this is going to work. Your lid is here. When that closes, it's all going to fold down and that spring is going to compress, and I certainly can't compress it by hand. Definitely not. Now, left hand means, from your perspective of viewing this video, that appears to be on the left, and that is indeed correct. When you face the trunk or the footlocker or whatever it is, and you lift the lid up, when you're facing the open face, the left is on the left, this is my left, and the right is on the right. That's how these are configured when you're facing it. This is a left hand. They can be ordered as right hand as well. You can put a left on both sides, it will work the same way. And it's, it is done. I just would think that you'll want the symmetrical right hand version of this, where your foot are turned over for a right hand application. Okay, this is a typical, what they call statutory bronze or a black oxide color. It's statutory bronze, really. Now the yellow, well, before we get to that, keeps heavy lids from slamming shut, holds lid top open in any position. For mounting inside the cabinet opening, an exclusive cam action, holds the lid in any position, features a solid brass enclosure slide, cover brackets riveted to the cam, high quality spring, available in different tensions for different lid sizes, and that relates to the color. We'll talk about that in a moment. There's a formula for torque rating, and we're going to go over that in a moment as well. Now let's take some generic dimensions so that you have an idea of the size of this unit. Perhaps center line of rivet down to the center line, about 5 inch. Okay. You have an idea of, here to here about 5 inch. Width of the body on the back, about 5/8 of an inch, well, 11/16. Okay. Thickness of the body, about 1 inch. Now, there is, before we get to the colors, there is a table down below this video that shows the 702 and the 703. The 702 and the 703 are the same, except that the 703 mounts to the back wall. The 702 mounts to the side walls. That's how that works. There's also a 900 series as well, which is like a surface mount version. Now, there is a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet. That document is going to give you all of the information regarding the color of spring that you need to order based on the formula that we're going to discuss for the weight of what you're working on. Okay, so that formula was expressed in the extended description. Lid height by lid weight by 1/2. Okay, and in the link to the cut sheet, it's actually expressed mathematically the same but different. To find inch pounds, and maybe it's a little easier, I suppose, multiply half the distance from the front to the back times the weight. So take the depth. Okay, take half of that number and multiply it by the weight of the lid. That is the value that you use to find a spring color. Yellow is very common. We sell yellow all the time. We also sell blue and green all the time as well. White, not so often. Gray, I don't think ever. Maroon, hardly ever. Yellow, Yellow, green, and blue are the ones we seem to sell more often. There's obviously no connection between lid weight or inch pounds and frequency of sales, but nonetheless, take half of your lid width, or depth I should say, half of that. So if you've got an 18-inch, take 9 times the weight, say 20 pounds. You've got, formula would actually make for something too heavy, but if you had something that was 16-inch is more common, half of that times 12, 8 times 12, that sort of a range, where you're going to find your, this client happens to have that exact formula, and indeed yellow was the range that they felt appropriate to be in. And the color, from the spring itself is actually sprayed with a color. It's a little difficult to see on the camera because of the lighting here, but you can probably tell that that's not exactly black. That happens to be sprayed yellow. Now, on the bottom of page 1, we'll show you the assembly of the 703, and basically what it's doing is giving you the dimensional properties, where to mark and lay out your holes, and you can see how that's going to work. From the bottom of your lid to the first hole is going to be 3-inch. And then, of course, 1 1/16 from the top of the backside down to the first hole. Okay. Place bottom bracket so that the screw is 1 1/16 down from the top of the back panel. Fasten with a number 6 screw. Screws are not included. Then secure the second screw. So this is the 1 1/16 dimension. I thought that I may have referred to the bottom one. 1 1/16, then secure the second screw. Open lid to approximately 90 degrees. And place lid support against the underside of lid with cover bracket flat against this surface. Secure with 2 screws as before. The distance from the back edge of the lid to the first screw hole should be 3-inch. Lid to here is 3-inch. Now, a dimension that they're really not giving is the dimension from the the gap between the lid and the bottom of the back panel, and that's really determined by the hinge. So when you get your lid up to, as it's shown actually on the bottom of page 3, it gives you intense dimensional properties. And quite frankly, none of that's really required except maybe for just further review. But you've got the lid hinged. You're going to mark your first hole. You're going to get it open to about 85 or 90 degrees. Mark your second hole, which is about 3-inch from the bottom of the lid, 3-inch. Secure your second hole, then your installation is done. How far over from the side, as it says, to suit the individual application. And there is also a reference to on page 2 to the R version, or the right-hand version of this as well. Okay, so when you review the rest of the extended description, you are also going to find below this video a link to a video, another video, directly from the manufacturer that will allow you to review the bit more graphical and actual installation of the material, which is very handy. Okay. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can review all of the Carlson Capital Manufacturing Company items that we sell, and quite frankly, it's all of these spring-loaded lift mechanisms is all that we sell, so that will be the easy way to find the other color codes. There's also a link below this video to the manufacturer's website, which, as I'm opening it up now, will allow you to review that small, petite little line that they offer, and shows you nice professional pictures of the installation of their material. If you have any questions on the Carlson LS703 in a yellow or any other spring-loaded lift mechanism from Carlson, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.